Hello everyone, this is part 46 of What If Naruto Had Two Bloodlines, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to share, and check out the playlist, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Join my membership, the perks are great. It's in the description. Be sure to like and subscribe, it gives me more motivation. Enjoy. Kakashi, they intend on caping one of us. Could they be after? It was a melee of people and weapons. Someone set off an explosive and a thick black cloud smoke filled the area. In all of the commotion, some of the ninjas were separated from the others. Kiba, oh man, I can't believe we let those weaklings separate us. Shino, there were too many and in the confusion of battle it just kind of happened. Sasuke, even so, we can't just stand around waiting to be found, we could encounter more trouble as well as the others. The sooner we find them, the sooner we can get out of here. Sakura, Sasuke's right. Your team is known for its tracking capabilities, we should be able to find the others pretty quickly, though it's convenient to have these two help find the others. I can't help but wish that it was just me and Sasuke alone in this forest, depending on nothing but each other and our love to see us through. Sakura was shocked from her daydream by a sudden rustling sound. Kiba, just who are you guys anyway? Shino, are you friend or foe? It seems that the two of you have nice blood running through your veins as well. I'm Ayane, I'll be the one that gives you a pleasant end. Sakura, hey, why don't you give up and leave now before I have to hurt you? You freak. Ayane, you'll be nothing but a pest that's in the way. As a matter of fact, why don't you just run off and s alone in the woods? I don't mind the occasional girl, but I doubt you'd even make a decent snack. Ayane, I can smell it. I can't wait to taste your sweet nectar. Sakura plus Kiba, sweet nectar. Ayane, how should I go about it? Should I cut you into pieces and drink from them? Should I simply kill you and drink from your corpses as they slumber in a beautiful everlasting slumber? Or, I know, I'll disable you and suck you dry as you lay there screaming for sweet release. Licking her lips. Sakura, I won't let that happen. If you want Sasuke, you're gonna have to go through me first. Pulling out a kunai. Ayane quickly advanced and grabbed Sasuke with her feet and slammed him to a nearby tree, pinning him. Ayane, haha, looks like the perfect time for a little snack, opening her mouth and approaching Sasuke-sen. As she prepared to take a bite, she was stopped by a sharp pain in her butt. She screamed in pain and turned to see that Sakura had thrown a kunai. Sakura, I told you, you have to go through me first. Pulling out another kunai. Ayane was seething. She released Sasuke, who plummeted to the ground below. Ayane pulled the kunai out of her butt and flew at Sakura. She avoided a few shurikens thrown at her with her aerobatics and quickly swooped up Sakura with her feet. Sasuke and the others looked into the sky to see the pink-haired kunoichi hanging onto Ayane's leg for dear life and screaming for help. Ayane did all she could to shake her loose, all kinds of aerial tricks, but got nothing but a loosened GS. Realizing that she could fall to her death at any moment, Sakura reached up to better her GS. Suddenly, the boys could see that the girls were plummeting from the sky. Screaming for her life and feeling it better than going down with the ship, Sakura released her grip on Ayane's tail. She crashed through the treetops for a few seconds and was now on a collision course with the ground. In the nick of time, Shino's bugs caught her before she crashed. The boys watched to see if Ayane would meet the very fate that Sakura was lucky enough to avoid, but it wasn't so. At the very last second, Ayane regained her composure and glided through the air just inches above the ground. The boys were shocked to see this as they were sure that she had no chance of recovering in time. Ayane, damn that stupid little pink-haired bee. I'll K her for that. The boys rushed to check on Sakura's condition. Kiba, looks like she's out cold. Shino, she must have hit her head pretty hard on the branches on her way down. In the distance, Ayane flew into the area and posted herself on a tree branch. Ayane, haha, so I see that the little bee is out of the way, that's good, now I can get right to the main course. By the time she wakes up, you'll all be S and she'll be mine to T until I can't T her anymore. The boys stood up and faced their opponent. Sweet, sweet sound. Everyone was faced with adversity, but they knew that they would have to get through it. With their pride and the comrades' lives on the line, they fight. An explosion took place and smoke filled the area. Ayane soared as she flew high in the air and looked at the now devastated area. In the midst of the devastation lay Kiba, Shino, and Sasuke. Slowly they picked themselves up and made their way to their feet. Kiba, coughing. Let's not try that again, blood DSS from head. Shino, I think we could have defeated her if we had executed successfully. Kiba, what? Are you kidding me? Sasuke, I agree, it's worth trying again, but first we should make sure that she isn't able to do that move. Kiba, are you too batty? That chick up there went crazy and nearly destroyed us along with the forest. We shouldn't even think about risking our lives by doing something that might work. Sasuke, stop your complaining, unless you can come up with a better way, we're sticking to the plan. A drop of blood sped to the ground from his head as well. Kiba, sigh, fine, but if she does that again, I'm taking cover behind whatever I can. The young leaf nins huddled up and prepared themselves to set their plan into motion. Shino and Kiba ran off to the sides, leaving only Sasuke in the clearing. Ayane, what are you up to? I thought you boys were smart, flying towards Kiba. Kiba, oh great, she's coming this way. I told you this wouldn't work. Ducking behind a tree. Ayane, you should just give up. I promise that, though slow, your deaths will be extremely pleasant. It'll be the best experience of your short lives. Kiba, yeah right, there's nothing pleasant about kicking the bucket. Ayane was closing in but stopped as fire attacks impeded her path. She turned to see Sasuke blasting more fire her way. She soared into the air to avoid the fire. She surveyed the land and noticed that the other two and the pup weren't in plain sight. She tuned her ears and could hear the sound of footsteps of people running on the ground. Sasuke was still standing in the same place, so Ayane concluded that it must be the other two running around trying to sneak up on her. As clear as day, she could hear footsteps of two separate people before they jumped into the air. Kiba, fang over fang. Ayane, ha, foolish boy, I could hear you and the bug freak coming a mile away. Wing blade. She quickly turned and blew Kiba away. She then turned to blow the other and was shocked. The second one that she blew away resembled the first. She realized that the exclamation had come from the second, not the first. She had intended on keeping Shino from getting the chance to release any of his bugs and mistook the quiet attacker for him. Ayane, oh no. She tried to fly to a higher plane only to snatch from the skies and tied to a tree branch by wires. She was terrified to see a swarm of bugs coming into view. Ayane, no. Last time they did all they could for any kind of opening that either one of them could exploit. They did all of this just to make me vulnerable to those icky things. Struggling, I hate bugs. She wriggled and struggled and managed to break free from her restraints. Ayane, sound wave. She screamed at the top of her lungs as she frantically flapped her wings as hard and fast as she could beat them. Kiba, crap, she's doing it again. As the bugs closed in on their target, she let out a horrible shriek and a great deal of wind. Many of the bugs were said and those that weren't rained from the sky. Her move didn't just stop there, the young leaf nins would feel its effect as well. Kiba, behind a tree covering his ears, damn it. She's out of control. Ah. Ayane was still wildly fanning her wings all about trying to get every little insect around. When she finally finished, she had seen the devastation she had done. Trees had been chopped down, bug juice had been splattered all around, and she could see the boys trembling on the ground. Tired from her effort, Ayane decided to take a time out. She watched as Kiba vomited and the others tried to stand. One in particular caught her eye. After vomiting himself, Sasuke had made it to his feet, shaking but still standing. Ayane, well, that's interesting, landing on the ground. Ayane watched as Sasuke began cycling through hand seals. Electricity crackled as it jumped from Sasuke's hand. His Sharingan activated and he charged. As he closed in, Ayane flapped her wings. With his Sharingan, Sasuke could see her attacks coming and evaded while pressing on. Realizing that he was a difficult target to hit, Ayane decided on another strategy. Ayane, sound wave. She shrieked horribly but, though weakened and at a slower pace, Sasuke trudged forward. His head was ringing and aching the closer he got, until, he just couldn't keep it up. Sasuke dropped to a knee and covered his ears. Ayane, or, let me help you there, my sweet prince. She flew directly at Sasuke. Ayane, soundbite. Using her body, Ayane pinned Sasuke to a nearby tree. She then turned his en and sunk her teeth in. She began sucking his blood while at the same time sending a sound wave throughout his body. Sasuke, Sasuke could feel a tingle in his body as it violently vibrated. Blood began to pour from any and all orifices on his body as it streamed from his eyes, nostrils, mouth, and ears. If it got any more intense, he would either be completely drained, bleed to death, or explode from the inside out. Ayane was really enjoying this moment. Sasuke's blood was so rich in taste and she just couldn't get enough of this action. The screams, the squirming, the blood, this was by far the best. Ayane, what taste? It's excellent. The blood is flowing freely as it splashed on my tongue. I can actually hear the sweet sound of it rushing through his veins and into my mouth. Victory is mine. Pause. Wait, what is that? From two sides Ayane heard kunais flying at her. She quickly broke her hold on Sasuke and retreated to safety. As she did, the kunais that would have hit her streaked by Sasuke's face before he collapsed into unconsciousness. Ayane, just who the hell do you think you are? How dare you interrupt my meal? Naruto, I thought I had the drop on you there, I guess it doesn't matter anyway because I'm gonna beat you. Ayane, laughs. You defeat me, laughs. That won't happen because, wind blade. She turned around to turn back a swarm of Shino's bugs that tried to attack her from behind. Her attack cut the bugs into pieces and blew them all away at the same time. Soon after, both Shino and Kiba stood to their feet. Ayane, did you see that? No matter how sneaky you are, you won't catch me off guard. Not with these ears, wiggles her bat ears, you might as well give up and come quietly. I also know that there's someone else hidden in the trees. Naruto, grits teeth, she knew. How am I gonna beat her then? Shino, she has perfect hearing, it might actually be too perfect. Kiba, before you got here, we were having a tough enough time catching her even with Sasuke. She keeps herself at a distance and any time that we come close to catching her, she flies off to where we can't get her. Shino, her hearing ability is what is giving her the advantage here, what we need is to either take that ability away or use it to our advantage somehow. Kiba, maybe if we force her to return to normal like before, then she'd be weak enough for us to catch her, but how? Naruto made a few shadow clones. Naruto's, don't worry guys, leave it to me. Ayane, that kid, he must be planning on keeping my attention while the one hidden in the trees attacks when I least expect it, you guys are pathetic. No matter what you do, it'll all be the same. Your only chance would be to grow wings and chase me, but even that would fail because I'm a fast flyer and I'm great at it too, flashes a bloody smile. The 15 or so Narutos took out more ninja tools. They then gathered underneath Ayane and threw them from all around. Ayane flapped her wings and SD through the melee of weapons and even many of the clones. A thick cloud of smoke blocked her view but Ayane could hear the sound of metal on metal and chakra. From the smoke emerged a barrage of shuriken and kunais. Once again she flapped her wings and diced the flying tools. She noticed just in time to avoid being blindsided by a blast of chakra. She dodged to her left and went into a dizzying dive as she flew into the cloud, eliminating a few more clones and avoiding taking damage from Naruto's chakra attack. Naruto grinded his teeth as he was forced to stop his attack after accidentally destroying some of the remaining clones himself. Ayane just looked down on him and laughed at the havoc she had created with little effort. Her laughter soon came to an abrupt end as she could hear rapid spinning coming from above. She turned to see Naruto barreling down on her with a Rasengan in hand. Using her feet, she caught him just short of contact and tossed him to the ground below. The Naruto below used himself to cushion the fall and disappeared. Ayane listened closely as the pitter-patter of feet drew near. She turned to her right and blew Kiba and Akamaru away, tattering clothes and making fresh cuts. She turned again and stuck her clawed feet into Shino's body. She slammed him into a nearby tree, grinning maliciously. She had hoped to see this pain's life slowly fade as she dug deeper and deeper, but something was off. She could hear the buzzing of insects and looked down to see bugs making their way up her legs. Ayane, what is this? Shino, bug clone, appears from behind a tree, a technique of my clan. With all of the other distractions, I thought it best to quietly hide myself while my bugs, disguised as me, tried to get the drop on you. The way I figured it, they would either be disabled and from there I'd release another wave from behind, or the attempt would be successful. Upon making contact, they're very hard to shake, which you'll find out for yourself. The bugs crawled over her entire body until she was completely covered. The group watched as the bugs squirmed and Ayane fell to the ground. She continued to squirm for a while until a horrible screech rang throughout the area. Naruto, what's that? Covering ears. Kiba covers ears, she's making that horrible shrieking sound again. What is she up to? Shino, look. The bugs that had swarmed all over Ayane were now retreating. She rose up and was now in a normal form. Seeing an opportunity, Kiba jumped at the chance. Kiba, fang over fang. He narrowly missed as he slid to a stop, slashed at her with his sharpened claws. Ayane managed to avoid any severe attacks and forced Kiba back by trying to place well-placed kicks as she flipped backwards. Kiba quickly jumped back and Shino took it from there. He released some more bugs. Before they could close in, Ayane flashed a wicked smile. A few blades of wind blasted through the swarm and leaving a few nicks on Kiba. From the dropping insects exploded Ayane, once again in her transformed state. She flew high into the sky where she could be comfortably attacked but keep from being susceptible to the opponents. She looked at the boys as they scowled up at her. Naruto seemed to be telling the other two something but Ayane couldn't hear, being so far away, so she flew down closer. She knew that if she could keep her distance and stay on her toes that she could possibly win this. She watched as Naruto made another crowd of clones. Ayane, what's he thinking? There's no way this is gonna work. If it didn't before, you're just wasting your time. Your attacks won't reach me up here. It's just a matter of time. The Narutos ignored her as they pulled out every kunai and shuriken in their arsenal and launched them into the sky. Like before, in a few flaps of her wings, Ayane blew the tools back and created a thick cloud of smoke as some of the clones were destroyed. Ayane knew what to expect next, but Naruto's Dragon Wave. This time 2 blasts of chakra streaked from the smoke and through the sky towards Ayane. Seeing it, she began to worry. It was coming pretty fast right for her. She didn't have time to think, only. Ayane, Wing Blade. Her attack collided with the Naruto's and exploded right in front of her. Ayane, my eyes. The blinding light from the explosion was only part of the distraction. She had no visual of her targets and the sound of the explosion was ringing in her ears, making it difficult for her to detect anyone, like the incoming enemy. Naruto, take this. Pulsing wave. Even though Naruto yelled out loud, Ayane couldn't hear anything but a high-pitched whistle. She had no idea of what was going on until she felt something bump into her. Naruto had his shoulder in her back and other than his warmth Ayane could feel a wave of sensation wash over her body. Naruto's chakra exploded from his body and into Ayane's chakra system, shutting it down. The two fell through the still standing smoke and crashed to the ground. Naruto got up and saw that his job was done. Ayane's laying frame returned to its normal eared, wingless form. She wasn't moving, so now it was time to focus on helping the others. As he turned to leave, Ayane began to stir. She sat up and set her gaze on Naruto. Kiba, Naruto, look out. He looked behind himself and watched as a few kunais and shuriken stuck into her. Ayane's body went limp. The boys looked to where they had come from and saw that. Naruto, Sakura. Are you okay? Sakura, she hurt Sasuke. And then she was gonna hurt you. I couldn't let that happen. That will be all for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below for more videos. Goodbye.